Pues es hora que hagas algo.
No quiero que nadie me la fastidia. Yo tuve que cerrar el comedor hoy.
Oye, pero ustedes se han puesto la cuarta vacuna. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué imbécil eres? Porque sí.
Ya si no, ya tengo 2 vacunas ya.
No, pues yo me he puesto las 4. No, yo las 4. Y déjame decirle, si te quiere poner la cuarta vacuna.
No, yo no vamos a vacuna, pero ahora salieron con una vacuna para la vacuna.
Bueno, yo te voy a decir, la cuarta vacuna me la puse yo en el public, que no tienes que hacer.
Ni cola ni nada.
En 10 minutos te la
No,
pones.
yo no tuve que hacer cola ninguna.
Ay, te vas a sentar con nosotros, qué emoción.
Sorry, thank you
No,
so
they're
much.
already kind of, it's kind of died down
Hi, Ivan.
with the exception of, how are you?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Good, good. With the exception of the guys
qué?
that were kicked out.
Todo bien, gracias.
Sigue cuidando a los nietos.
Quite a few of them are still putting in for religious exemption. They were denied, so that's all of that's still going on. They're still requiring it,
Mira tú.
Ah, pero no es que nada
they're not
especial.
requiring boosters and a lot of other stuff.
¿Quién va aquí?
Qué seriedad. ¿Y tú tampoco te has vacunado? Pues hay que vacunarse.
No, yo ya yo me he puesto el primer
have a
booster,
guy
el segundo
that
booster
fixes
y dentro de una semana voy a ponerme el tercero.
Y ya yo me puse las 4.
Porque me voy
Hay 4.
y el tercer booster también.
¿Y tú sabes dónde lo ponen sin pedir appointment y sin nada? En el public, en la farmacia, en 10 minutos.
No, yo me lo puse en el siguiente por el Huayla 67, pero tengo el appointment para el viernes que viene.
No, pues ahí no tienes ni que decir appointment. Déjame esconder los chocolates que si no Lucia no se lo lleva.
para que,
I don't know what going on up here.
por si me da reacción o todo eso, no tener a la niña,
No, no, yo te hablo con él.
pero no me, y más que nos vamos
I
de
was like,
viaje,
something's on my head.
¿A dónde vas?
nos vamos para España,
¿A qué
Italia,
parte?
por las playas, eso por el sur.
Ah, por el sur. A mí me encanta España.
Yeah,
Yo
I
vivía allá.
got mine.
Sí,
Commissioner, if we can talk about the parade first.
Yeah.
We have gentlemen here from the Veterans,
No, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna
Local Veterans Association, and they're going to
Put the
partake.
bezel back on and clean it
Sounds
up.
good.
and-
That- Unless you guys want to
I
stay,
wanna put an-
but we're going to take, this first.
Do
That-
whatever you gotta do. We're here,
we-
here, whatever you want.
Natalie, let me see if she says the answer.
She said she was gonna try to make it, oh, that was for, in case it got moved to 4:30.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Ellen? She says she'll be here as soon as possible.
No worries.
That was like 10 minutes ago.
We'll start at
Do we
6.
have enough? Yeah, we have four, right?
Yes.
We'll start at 6 since we don't have an ETA from her, and then
Well, we have quorum. We have quorum.
Did you show this to this guy?
¿Y qué más? ¿Qué parte vas a ir?
Sabe que nosotros los cubanos, whenever we get sent off to combat or whatever, we gotta take our Cuban coffee pot with us, right?
To the Ethiopian.
I'm a counterintelligence guy, so my job was to make friends, gather intelligence. And what better way to break the ice than to make Cuban coffee for the Swedes and all of
Y
them, the
tú
Turks.
sabes otro lugar muy
So I made a patch
lindo
while
en el
I was
norte de España,
gone.
Siria.
Sí, pero es que no nos da tiempo. porque
Had a
vamos
line of
unas
Turks.
asambleas son 12 días por la
You had a
niña,
line
es
of
la
Turks
primera
We in the
in
war on
line,
terror,
in line
one
for,
ounce at a
in line
time.
for
Se
the
la
Cuban
cuida si
coffee.
no somos nosotros.
Ya.
Oye, los australianos
Esconder.
se me ponían en línea.
Bueno, de paso yo soy ciudadana española
everybody
también.
good?
Yo soy ciudadana española.
All right.
For the jolt.
So we're gonna commence the 4th of July / 75th anniversary committee meeting. It's now 6 p.m. on May 25th, 2022. We're gonna start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. One of you two gentlemen would like to lead the Pledge of Allegiance. It'd be an honor to have you guys here.
Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, roll call.
Here's item 2, roll call. Present are Commissioner Vice Mayor Juan Blanes,
Here.
Commissioner Candida Blanca,
Yes.
and Chairman Commissioner Ivan Chavez Jr.
Yes.
Members, Lenny Carabia, Present. Ivan Chavez Sr.
Here.
Present. Natalie Milian is on her way. And member Eduardo Mujina is excused. Also present is City Manager Yolanda Aguilar, Recreation Director John Michael Lopez, Chief of Police Carlos Avila, Major of Police Pedro Delgado, and City Clerk Neri Gonzalez.
And our
And
guest,
I don't know this
Jorge
gentleman's name.
Montes
Jorge Montes, Frank Pinellas.
and Frank Pinellas.
Welcome. And we may proceed to the item 3, citizen presentations.
Are there any citizen presentations?
Mr. Chairman, no presentations.
Next item.
Item 4, presentation of minutes for approval for May 11th, 2022 committee meeting.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
Or do we have a motion?
You
Or I'll make a motion.
You made the
And then-
motion, I second you.
Okay, motion by Chavez,
Good.
second by Blanca. Are all in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Item passes. Under new business, item 5, item 5A, follow-up report on Ivan Chavez Sr. and Natalie Milian in reference to parade vendors, etc.
So we were going to talk about the parade first. I think Natalie's on her way, so we'll wait a few minutes for that. But to finalize any decision on that, but we'll open up for discussion while we wait for her. So we have the chief here as well, just to not keep him all night as well, to get some input on, the pros and the reasoning behind our decision to have this idea. But we're going to hear a little bit of the concerns and the other side of it as well. There's always two sides, so.
Okay, well, welcome to all of you.
Thank you for being here, Chief.
So the parade route, as I understand it, will go southbound on 62nd Avenue. Is that correct?
Sir?
The parade will start here at City Hall. Is this where we're going to have the setup, if you will, to begin the parade?
The staging, yeah, either here or, that's the part that's kind of up for discussion a little bit,
I think it would be City Hall.
Yeah, it would be City Hall, because if not, we would
Okay.
be,
into the neighborhood.
How much does it
Our
cost?
parking, we use our parking here.
well,
all-
first things first, you want me to talk about the parade route
Yeah,
itself
well-
and the necessities?
Right.
Okay. So, we reviewed it with my staff, and if we start it here, we need to block off Southwest 8th Street. In other words, as soon as we started southbound on Southwest 8th Street, on 62nd Avenue, has to be blocked off. So that'll require one policeman. The second policeman would be required right here at the fire station, because we can't block fire from getting in and out.
Of course.
So that'll require a policeman there. The third policeman would be on 13th Street, which is a cul-de-sac. Residents there need to be able to get out or get in, or whatever the case may be, so you're required to have a policeman there. They will be communicating through two-way radio, if we need to slow down the parade or whatever to get somebody out or somebody into their house. The same thing would be, which is the fourth policeman on 15th Street. We have another cul-de-sac there. That'll require the fourth policeman. 16th Street, and both 62nd and 16th Street are county roads. So there's going to be a requirement for a permit. I spoke to Juan about that, and you're going to have to get a permit from the county. I'm sure that's not going to be too much of a problem. On 16th Street, it's such a big intersection that I'm going to require two policemen there. There's your fifth and your sixth policeman, one on each side of the road, because you can't barricade that street.
Right.
We'll be able to, any traffic that comes in, we'll be able to divert them backwards and have them go around or whatever direction they want to go. We have a seventh policeman on 18th Street, where the turn of the parade is going to occur. In other words, they're going to be turning into the rec center. And we have an eighth policeman that has to be put on the avenue. What is that over there? 63rd Court?
Which one?
And 18th Street?
Where you can turn on
Yeah.
the backside, so
Coming
nobody
from
can.
the
On back
west side.
so nobody comes up the back.
That's 6-2 place.
6-2 place. So that's where the eighth policeman is going to be. There's going to be 3 staff members, myself included, at the rec center by the time the parade gets there. Plus, I'll have 2 reserve officers in the park itself. prior to any of this getting done, and this involves the actual 4th of July celebration, a sweep will be done at what time?
0800.
In the morning. After 8 a.m., after the sweep is done of the park for, anything explosives or whatever the case may be, nobody goes into that park. So we'll have a policeman there, nobody in, nobody out until the operation, the party starts. If you will.
Question, employees will be allowed in there to prepare?
Employees will, but no citizens will be allowed until the doors are open for everybody to come in, and then we'll be checking bags at the doors, at one entrance, one exit, and everybody will be checked, purses, make sure nobody goes in there with a gun or anything like that. The cost is going to be a total of $8,402 for policemen.
What's that cost in addition to what it would be for the 4th of July?
If it was not the 4th of July, it would be time and a half. Because it is on a holiday, on the actual holiday, 4th of July, it's double time plus 8 hours of holiday pay at a minimum of 8 hours.
Yeah, so it adds up. And then the 8 additional officers because of the parade, do you have that cost by itself? Just so we know, the
Yes.
8,400 is everything together, but
With benefits.
right.
Manager
4th of
will-
July event's going to take
City
place.
manager will never let you do anything without adding the benefits, because
Right.
it is a cost to the city.
Of course, yeah.
So the actual amount of pay to the officers is $6,311.52.
Okay.
The difference between the 8,400 and that
Is the
figure
benefits.
It's a 30%.
Right. Well, my question was that we're having the 4th of July celebration with or without a parade. So there's already a cost that we're gonna have
Incur.
regarding. So what's the additional cost for the parade? is my
That it would
question.
be for the parade itself.
That
Okay,
is
so
for
that's
the
all for
parade.
the parade.
Yes,
Okay.
because we covered this event usually
Right.
with 3 staff members inside and maybe 4 other officers in the perimeter, 2 of which would be reservists that are going to do it for free.
Right.
And then we would have an expense of 2 officers.
Okay. So
May I-
80.
Excuse me, may I talk? We never have a parade on the 4th of July, never. Only on Memorial Day. The reason we stopped the Memorial Day is because if the residents were not interested, and most of the veterans are dead. But in the 51 years that I live here, we never have a 4th of July parade. Only Memorial Day.
Yeah, I think why it came up now, it's because we've never had a 75th anniversary either. So that's why they
But
were
we had a
adding.
50.
Right, but that's why they were adding that.
Yeah, but
It's the only reason. It's,
it's a lot of money. We have to go by
Yeah.
the budget.
Yeah. Ultimately, whether an idea is good or bad, it's always going to hinge on if we can do it financially.
Exactly.
So we're a small
how
city.
much money
we
do
need
we
to-
have?
We allocated for the entire year, special events, $75,000 because of the 75th anniversary.
How much money do we have that's
We
disposable
have,
for this?
We have about $60,000, give or take, because we have to take into consideration that we just had a big festivity for Easter egg hunt.
So how much money we got? $60,000?
65.
$65,000. Okay.
We've only had that one event this year, and whatever you decide.
And we still have the
Christmas
night-
lighting.
Christmas?
Yeah, but
Christmas,
that's
Halloween.
next budget year,
That's next month.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got $60,000.
65.
And it's what, $8,400?
This is just
Plus-
the only thing I can speak to is police.
Right.
Okay, I
So-
have an estimate for you. Did you include it in the packet? We have an estimate, right, that we just prepared today.
Including fireworks, everything, the whole 9 yards.
Let me direct you to,
In your packet.
in your packet, please. See, okay, it's right after the flyer. These are estimates, and some of these estimates include the last 4th of July event that we had, and obviously, I see a 30% across the board for vendor services increase over the last 4th of July. Right now, it looks like we're going to be spending, like the carnival rides, for one, We have contacted 2 companies, and everybody is already booked, from what it seems like, for the 4th of July. So whatever we can get, it's gonna cost us around $7,000. We took $5,000 from what we paid 3 years ago, for the 4th of July. So the fireworks have been secured. The carnival rides, we may wanna add another $2,000 just to be on the safe side. That's $7,000. Decorations, $1,200. I don't know what this committee and ultimately what the commission as a whole will decide. The cones, the barricades, watermelons, the refrigerated truck, the purchase of sodas, juices, and water, flyers, expenses by the IT offices obviously has to do with printing charges and obviously his overtime. Police department, we put in $8,700. I know that the chief prepared a budget of $8,400, but give or take, we need to build a little cushion, if you would. Public Works, we're looking at about $1,500, Penna, for manpower. Is that what you and I discussed? And the Recreation Center, approximately $900 for the delivery of the flyers. We have to use rec center staff and whatever time they are assigned to the different tasks on the 4th of July. So I'm saying that a very good conservative estimate on our end would be $35,000.
And the books. And the books.
Plus the books.
So $37,000.
30, yeah. The
37, just to be on the.
And the initial estimate was 25, right? So we're
Now,
already
this is not
over
including
$4,000.
the money that we can get from sponsors, right?
Correct, sir.
So
A decision needs to be made.
have we started?
No, because we need to, for the committee to give us some parameters on what kind of donations you're seeking. Who we
Money.
should, I know.
Well,
But
I
there's
thought we were going to
different
do that.
levels.
I thought that was.
No, the mayor hasn't signed the letters because he wanted to see the levels of
I thought that was already on the
sponsorships.
works.
Do you have an example of the last?
The last
70
letter
the
was,
70?
I believe, 15, the gold sponsor was $2,500,
I would
the
like to hit.
platinum was $2,500, then the gold was $1,500, and then we had a smaller category for $500.
I would like to reach out to the States company,
Okay?
even though they're not doing anything. I think they
The what company?
States, the buildings.
The buildings.
They owe us.
Can we have a $5,000 category? Because I think Baptist donated $5,000 last year. or
They
last-
did, but they're not donating any money. At this time, Baptist is not donating any money for any public event where the public is gathering
All right, so
because of COVID.
let's start reaching out, and you know, I think we'll be able to raise like maybe $10,000. So that will bring down the expense to
They are not too much
27.
money for
For
donations.
25.
We raised
Or
13
25.
last time. Is that around the norm
That's
that you've
around,
seen?
that's,
So-
But
that's around the.
that was with
But that
Baptist.
was
With
with
Baptist.
Baptist
Right.
donation,
Right.
which $10,000.
Mhm.
They gave it to us once a year, and we would distribute it into the various events, like for the Easter egg.
We can also reach out to our District 6 Commissioner, Rebecca Sosa, the States company. Who else?
Can we?
Florida
since-
Education
Well,
Institute.
yeah.
Since Natalie just got here, to fill her in, just
We're talking
since-
about your parade.
My parade.
Yeah, but
You wanted vets, we got vets.
Hi.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
the chief is here.
Everything is a lot of money.
And he
We don't
explained-
have it.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
We got $60,000.
He explained that
65.
the parade's gonna
Wake
require
up.
an additional
Right,
8
I'm gonna
police
wait.
officers at a cost
I'm gonna
of
wait.
$8,400 more or less.
Everything
And
is too
so
expensive.
the initial
They are-
$25,000
I'm not-
budget that
you
we
can't take it
had
with you.
is up to about
I'm not
37
talking
now.
that
With the
personally,
parade
I'm
and then just the
talking
inflation
general.
of
So let's
of
close
cost of
shop and all
materials.
go home and do nothing?
So we're talking about
That's not what I'm
different ways
saying,
to
Juan.
Well, that's what you're
possibly
insinuating.
mitigate
No, I'm not. I
that,
don't think
or
Guys,
if the
it's not-
parade.
Yeah,
This
I
is
can't
not
hear.
a parade. We only had parades on Memorial Day
Commissioner,
here.
controls her.
Commissioner Blanca doesn't believe that we should do a parade anymore.
We never had
And,
it in 51 years. We never had Memorial, only Memorial Day. That's the only parade the city of has.
I bring the vets here so they can partake in our grand parade, and you're gonna.
But it's not
and you're-
Memorial Day.
So what? What is the 4th of July? Isn't that the very best day that you can have a parade? Come on, give me a break.
There's no reserve officers that can serve in this capacity that will do
Yes,
it for
we
free?
have.
Two, and if we find others
We don't have
that
any
would be
others.
willing to do it,
We have the money,
We don't have
and
any
we're gonna
others.
raise money. The money's not an issue.
It
This
is.
is,
I mean, I
Natalie,
don't-
if I may
yeah.
interject, because I know you missed the beginning.
yeah,
of
I'm
the
sorry, I
session.
was a
No,
little
it's
late. I
okay.
came from another appointment.
We understand. The problem is that this is a city event, and it requires under the collective bargaining agreement between the city and the South Florida Police Benevolent Association, it requires for you to pay the officers a specific amount of hours, which
Right,
is
'cause it's a holiday.
double time and a half.
Got it.
So that's.
And we have to use city officers, or can we use like reserve officers from other municipalities that might want to volunteer?
I would never recommend that.
No.
We have our own police department. It's
Okay.
that to me,
Well-
that's horrible for morale in our department.
No, not morale. I'm not saying
No,
not to
I'm
hire them,
just
but
saying,
if they
I'm
can
like-
work in
and-
the rec
and
center and then
maybe,
we
you know,
use.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
also be a liability issue, even though
Yeah.
we have
That's
mutual
true.
aid agreements.
Mhm.
If something happens to one of those officers in our city, that's gonna be a bad thing.
So we have the money, so why are we arguing about money?
Well, I mean,
It's $8,400 or $8,500. It's $37,000. We're gonna raise like around 10.
You think?
So we're only gonna
We have
spend.
one more event left before the end of the fiscal year,
And
and
we-
that's the
and we
back
have-
to school event.
What's
at
that
the
one usually
recreation.
run?
That's usually around $3,000 to $4,000 because we have to order
So if we did
bags with
this,
logos.
we did this event, let's call it 40,000, and another
Yeah.
3,500 for that. That's 43,50 out
So
of
that's
65 that's
22, yeah.
allotted.
That's
For this
before
fiscal year.
September. Yes,
And
sir.
sorry, Yoli, let me ask you: is the
Yes.
cost to the officers for the officers or for the blockage of the road?
No, officers only. The blockage of the road, the barricades are very inexpensive.
Okay.
The cones and barricades are $125.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's the actual officer. I'm just trying to
Yeah, no,
clarify.
No, we
because-
need
We need
officers.
officers.
We
Manning
need officers.
the-
Let me
on
explain
Street.
it to her because she
Yeah,
wasn't
please.
here
Go
and she
ahead.
doesn't understand. The
Yes,
parade is
sorry
gonna
about
be going southbound, the staging area is gonna be here unless something changes that I'm aware of, and I just don't see any other staging area. So, 8th Street needs to be blocked so the parade can come out. So, the fire station can't be blocked by barricades because it's a fire station.
Yeah.
They need to be able to have ingress and egress. 13th Street is a cul-de-sac.
Dead end.
People live there. You can't shut them out or shut them in. So you need a policeman there in case he needs to slow down the parade for somebody to get out and get in, whatever the case may be. 15th Street is also a cul-de-sac. Basically, it's a dead-end street, if you will. It's not really a cul-de-sac. You need a policeman there because you have houses on both sides of the street, the same thing. They need to be able to get in and get out. The policeman needs to be there to be able to guide them in and guide them out for safety reasons. 16th Street, you need 2 policemen because that's a major intersection there, and it's also a county road. So you need one on each side to be able to control traffic, and we guide them to go whichever direction. Once you get to 18th Street, you need another one there because they're going to be making a turn, and he's also going to be guiding traffic eastbound. When they come up 62nd, they're going to have to go eastbound because they cannot go westbound. That's a parade route. They'll make a right there, and then they'll be going into the rec center. I also need a policeman, the 8th policeman, if you will, on 62nd Place, which will be blocking traffic from coming eastbound towards the parade. You can't get around that. The rest of the streets are going to be blocked off by barricades. And of course, as the parade moves, the rear of the parade moves, we'll be opening up the streets as they move up. You'll also have 2 reserve officers at the park. Those will come in for free because they were nice enough to decide to go ahead and basically volunteer to come. It's hard to get policemen on the 4th of July. Not in this department, in any department.
Yeah.
That is the reason why in the collective bargaining agreement, there's a recall clause. We can recall them, we're going to pay them because it is a holiday. And, the 3 staff members, we're salaried, so we'll be there, and we'll be there with, like every other event.
Natalie,
That's just the police.
excuse me, what I said before, we never had a 4th of July parade in the city of West Miami.
It's not up to me though. I mean,
No,
it
you
was
brought
the
it
will
in.
of the committee,
Yeah,
and,
you brought- you brought it in.
and they can bring
We
it out.
only have
you know?
Memorial Day parade
Okay.
But
in the
this-
last 51
No,
years,
it's fine.
and I live here.
But this is also 75th anniversary, so
We
it's
had
not
a
just 4th
50,
of
and we
July.
didn't have it.
No, I know, it's,
It was 50, and we didn't have it.
You're a party pooper, you know?
Well, here,
Gee.
here's what I got to say about this. I also had concerns about how much it would cost, as you do. But now sitting here, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm doing my Miami High math.
Oh,
You said we had 65 grand to start.
Here, I'll help.
Okay. You subtract 37,000 for this event, 3,500 for the remaining event. It still leaves us with 24,500. So it leaves us $25,000 to, and that's not including,
The hopefully $10,000.
hopefully,
that we
whatever it
raise.
is icing on the cake.
Hey,
So-
I have a finance director position coming up.
Yeah, no, I'm not, I'm way underqualified.
Let me ask you a question.
Trust me. So my point is, that leaves about $25,000 to actually do some other events, you know, movie night or whatever.
Whatever
So
you
the
all
money's,
decide.
the money's there. That,
What I
the
was-
money's not an issue. The parade situation, I get what you're saying. We used to have parades. To me and to these guys, when they were young, that was like one of the best parts. Because you'd see the fire trucks, you'd see the veterans in their Jeeps, and really a city basically founded by veterans. What a thing to see for the new generation, especially in these times, to be exposed to something like that. I get it that it's, I don't remember if it was done Memorial Days, was it done?
Only on Memorial Day.
Memorial
Okay, I
Day.
get that.
Yeah.
But there's other events that are very patriotic and where parades can be done as well.
Exactly.
4th of July, Veterans Day. You know what I mean? So the intent, as far as why I'm going along with the whole parade notion is, I want to see those brought back, whether it's, Memorial's gone, so we got to start somewhere, why not
Fourth of July.
start on a 4th of July? The money's there. My only other concern would be, can we get enough people lined up so it's not like just a bunch of people walking down the street?
That would be my concern. at
We're
this
gonna, we're gonna send, like we usually do, a
point. Oh,
flyer
yes, door
to every
handles.
door. Yeah, so everybody's gonna know.
And populating the parade itself. It's not going to take much. We're West Miami. It doesn't have to be a mile-long caravan.
We'll
Fire
say
trucks, police
this
trucks.
parade will be leading to our
4th of July
4th of July
celebration,
celebration with
75.
fireworks and hot dogs and popcorn and watermelon, and if you want to partake in the parade and walk behind it,
You're welcome.
Listen,
I
next
think
year-
we'll have a great turnout.
Next year, once we've gone through it, we can move it back to Memorial Day. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll do it just this
And
time.
plan it with time.
Yeah, that way it saves the city a little money. Well, Memorial Day's a week, holiday also.
As long as, and I was talking to Commissioner Chavez about this, you know, what most cities do, and I'm gonna use the city of Miami, the Orange Bowl Parade. That's why they shut it down, because of the cost.
Right.
That's the only reason it was shut down.
Yeah, but it's
Exactly, but either way, it was a traditional thing for 79 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they shut it down because of the cost. From the police standpoint, you know, the best thing to do is to not do it on the actual holiday.
Right.
If you do it on another day, the collective
And the
bargaining
cost is way
agreement,
less.
and the issue with that, I would guarantee you, if we tried to bring in any other police department to try to do this, the PVA will be here filing a grievance. That's union busting.
Right.
You can't, I mean, it would, I can guarantee you that I would, as a union official, I'd be suing you guys for union busting.
No, I didn't. I think you misunderstood what I said. I meant like all the cities have reserve officers,
Correct.
and we have agreements, right? We have like sister city kind of agreements, like interlocal agreements with
do.
other cities.
We do.
I meant if the other reserve officers would be willing to volunteer their time, because I'm sure that they have reserve officers.
Yeah, I think
But I
you-
didn't mean to
No,
hire
I think you
someone.
meant to augment our police department.
Exactly, to
Not to
assist and
replace.
maybe offset some of the costs,
Yeah, I
of,
don't-
but
I
not to
don't- I
replace.
don't-
I would
I don't know that
never
they-
suggest that.
I don't know what they would be willing to do.
No, they just kind of work with their own departments.
Now, this is the first time
yeah.
in a long time that we've done this on a holiday.
Right.
Because I haven't had, you know, a holiday in a long time, as you know, as we haven't.
We haven't.
And I'm telling you that I don't remember the last time that we actually did even the fireworks on the 4th of July.
Well, we talked about that.
We did 3 years ago. We have, the 4th of July has been, I know because I've never missed it until this coming year, because I'll be on vacation, but it's always done on the holiday itself.
I think we talked about it at the prior meeting, but obviously you were not present for that. We discussed that to do it on the weekend, that it would not fall on that, but then the
Exactly.
concern was expressed that a lot of the families would leave town and be
Long
coming
weekend.
back for Monday, so it was the will of the board to do it on the Monday.
Right.
And I think you had a comment, so I don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, suppose, just to give credit to Blanca and what she's trying to propose, we don't have the parade. My question to you is, what are we gonna do with the $65,000?
It goes back into the city's reserves.
Or it goes into the reserves?
I had another question. May
Yep.
I? We had discussed another route coming from Cooper Park down
Yeah.
16th Street into the rec center. Does that lessen the burden?
May make it worse.
Worse?
We have that many streets.
Yeah, so we have to shut down 57 Avenue so that you don't have anybody coming
westbound.
westbound on 16th Street. And then we have 57th Court,
But
and then
school,
you have 58th, and then you have 59th coming northbound, and then you have 16th Street
we would still have
and
to shut
62
down.
both ways. So it might, to answer your question, it might alleviate maybe one position. But at this point, that one position really isn't gonna make us or break us.
I think starting here in front of City Hall will really make the parade, you know, it will give it an element of, you know, patriotism. You know, this is something that we
Absolutely.
need, you know, everybody needs it.
Here's my-
Everything has been going on. I think that, you know, look at what a great turnout we have for the Easter egg hunt.
Oh, that was terrific.
And that's what we need to do. That's why we're here. That's why I'm sitting here. That's what we need to do.
But it's a
Have the
holiday.
courage to do these things that we need to do for our residents. We have the money, we have the staff, we have the police officers. I don't even know why we're arguing about this. We should be talking about the logistics and about getting the parade set up with the vets and with the police and with.
My mind, I kind of changed my mind a little bit hearing the budget, how much money we had left over, and $8,400 is a good amount of money, but if it's going to bring the community together, give them something else to get together and enjoy, it's if logistically we can make that happen, if we can have people lining the streets, because it wouldn't be that great a turnout if you have a parade and no one's there to watch
Right.
it. So if we have enough time from here to the 4th of July to make that happen, that's another thing to discuss. But financially, I'm not really as afraid of that number after hearing the grander scheme of things, the numbers that we have. So
My question is,
Even if we don't fundraise, the money's in the budget. for
Yeah.
this.
I'll-
And we prepared for this, if you may recall, Vice Mayor, Commissioner Blanca, last year, during the budget presentation, we actually put in 75,000 because it was our 75th anniversary. It was more of a symbolic allocation than anything else, but we
And-
were able to.
I know we're gonna fundraise at least $10,000, if not more.
and that's nice, but it doesn't matter.
But,
And my question would be, other than it's never been done on that day before, what other reasons does anybody have for not doing it, not trying it?
Chief, are the police officers being mandated to come in, or this is,
Oh, yes,
they are?
they are being recalled.
So that's another thing to consider. That
You would have to cancel any vacation time request
Yes.
for that day, because you also have to have officers on the
The
road.
officers that are on the road, the ones that will be called in are the ones that are off.
And that'll take up a good half of your department, if not more.
That's it. So it's half of the patrol section.
It's in the contract for something. There's a reason why it's in the contract.
Right?
There's a
Holiday.
reason why it's negotiated, and, listen, I've been on both ends of this.
Yeah.
I've been mandated a lot But I've been compensated too.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I get why you're a standing commissioner, is you're getting mandated every other day, and it hits home for you. But we're all here to serve the citizens of West Miami. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's for the greater good. If we consider this something that the community for the greater good is going to enjoy.
My
There's
question
other
still
things
stands.
too.
What other reasons other than that one can anybody come up with for not trying it?
Question, do we have enough participants for the parade?
Well, that's the next.
That's what we need to be talking about.
Yeah, that's the next
instead of the latter. Okay, that's what we need to be talking about. We have them here, and you know, we need to brainstorm who we're going to have in our parade.
I guess the question is, are we having a parade? We should
Can we
take a vote.
vote on?
Yeah, we should take a vote, I guess.
Okay.
Sir?
I like the idea of a parade. There's pros and cons. I think that the pros, I mean, we'll see. We'll learn from this event. I think the pros outweigh the cons. So I like the idea of having the community come together for celebration of our 75th birthday and the 4th of July and get the veterans involved and be able to highlight, you know, our
It's raining.
how grateful we are to them as well.
Let me just say something. It's been my experience that, you know, through the past few years, that, you know, we're always, you know, a little bit gun shy about having events, you know, and well, maybe we won't have enough participation, maybe. But you know what? We had one Halloween event that we thought we weren't going to get,
It was.
and we were mobbed. I've never seen so many people before. I mean, it was incredible. We were like, oh my God, the next year it was COVID, and we had big plans for it. We were going to do something really, you know, monumental, but COVID hit, and then we couldn't do it. The Easter egg hunt, the same thing. You know, well, you know, parents, they're scared, they might not want to, you know what? It was incredible. We had a great turnout. So, you know, if we don't have the courage here to say, yes, we're going to do it, guess what? Then, you know, we can't really expect, you know, others to do it. We have to lead. That's why we're here. We got to govern, to lead.
Are you saying you vote yes?
Oh,
Then
shit,
call,
yes.
call the vote so
Call the
that
vote.
we can, we're given some
Call the vote.
directions.
Madam Clerk, go ahead and call the vote.
Okay, for a parade. Okay, you are, well, how many are in favor of having the parade? Let's start by Chairman Chavez,
Yes.
okay, Commissioner Blanca,
No.
okay, Commissioner Blanes.
Hooah! That means yes.
Yes. Ivan Chavez Senior.
Yes.
Yes. Natalie Milian.
Yes.
Yes. Member Lenny Caravia.
Yes.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yes, 1 no. Item passes.
So now,
Participants.
Now that it's raining, this brings up another good point.
right, hurricane
Contingency.
season. Yeah.
No,
Contingency.
contingency. So, because I remember one year it rained and we had to move it. We actually had to have somebody sit on the fireworks in the middle of the field. So if it, heaven
Plan B.
forbid, rains during that time,
Plan B,
what's Plan B? Are we going, 4th of July is on a,
Monday.
Monday.
it's on a Monday. So are we gonna go ahead and do that the next day on Tuesday? Or are we going to completely call it off because most people will work on the 5th?
Right. I think if that would be a sign potentially that it's not meant to be, then in that case, because to move it to Tuesday, like you said, people are going to be
No,
working,
people
and
are
we already
working.
discussed we can't move it the day before. We're not going to know it's going to rain the next day, so
The intent would be to highlight the 75th, right? So
But-
at that point, the intent's over.
but,
Yeah.
but how much time do you give those that you're
Right.
inviting to participate to tell them it's gonna be a washout?
Because now we still have the expense, okay?
Right.
So it
Exactly.
rains, we still have our officers here.
but if we moved it
How
to
much-
Tuesday, we'd have an additional
much time
expense.
do
How
all
much
need to-
notice do we gotta give them to cancel the overtime?
24 hours. But the scenario I'm saying is, we're here, right? And all of a sudden, this is South Florida, all of a sudden, boom, the sky falls out, still gotta pay them the 3-hour minimum for being here, okay, everybody. And then we have the fireworks that are already en route. I'm sorry, 8 hours. we have the fireworks that are already in the field, you know, ready to go.
If
That
it
they're not
doesn't
taking
rain,
back, right?
Mr. Penna, they won't shoot
No.
with rain, correct?
No.
No, they won't do it in the rain.
They will
So again,
seek an alternate date.
No,
The firework one, that's a concern every 4th of July.
Right.
Yeah.
The additional
It's
concern
that
is the
time of
police
year.
officers.
It's that time of
I
year.
just have to bring it up.
Right. No, it's a great
That's all.
point. It's a
what
great
what
point.
happens with the,
It's not a weekend, so it's not gonna rain. It's a Monday.
That's right.
what happens with the fireworks
Hope
if
for
it,
the best.
if it pours and they can't fire them off, you just
They cover
eat
'em?
the cost?
No,
Only
no.
rains
No,
on-
no, no.
It only
They'll
rains
give
on
us
Saturdays and
another
Sundays.
They
day.
cover them,
They
they
cover
cover
'em and they
them.
give you an
We leave
alternate
somebody
date.
in the field to make sure 24 hours that nobody goes in the field and kills themselves. And then they fire them off the next day.
Yeah, if that were the case, the parade would be nixed, I would imagine,
Right.
because we couldn't do it Tuesday. People are working, but the firework display and all the festivities would occur on Tuesday then.
Then you would have to actually try and go to a weekend to do it, the next weekend.
Well, I mean, like I said, the intent of the parade would be to highlight the 75th. You know, at the same time, honor our vets and get back to that tradition. I think at that point, we just don't do it connected to the 4th and maybe take it as a dry run and then push it back to like Veterans Day. But not Veterans Day, but like the Saturday before or something like that.
Right,
I know the weather's unpredictable here,
yeah.
as I know very well, because it rained on my wedding when there was no prediction of
That's
rain.
good.
That's
That's
good luck.
So,
It rained in my wedding
so far
too.
so good.
Look, I'm still married.
But why can't we watch the weather for a couple days before and call it by 48 hours prior, so that we can, and then if we call it, we call it. That's it. The parade's
Yeah, if
off.
there's a storm front come in, that's an easy do.
Yeah.
True.
But he's talking about a scenario
A
where
scenario where it rains
all
out
of a
of
sudden
nowhere.
a nor'easter
That's,
nor'easter comes in.
Normal Florida weather.
But if you have those rain showers on that day, generally if you write it out and
Yeah, it
people
passes.
get
It
it
passes.
passes.
It passes, yeah.
I
So
mean,
how-
you've decided on the parade, then you're gonna invite these folks to participate. We can hold off on leaving City Hall for whatever time, half an hour. They usually pass, they're just passing showers.
Yes, we gotta create the energy here. If we start thinking that it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain.
For sure.
So you
Can
know
the
what?
Community center be available to
Like we
support?
usually do, let's go for it, man.
At the community center,
Attack-
we can
attack
have
the
it-
hill, right?
yeah.
At what
Can-
time are we planning the parade to start?
The time that we decided was everybody gets here at like 4:15 or
4
4, and then it starts at 5.
5, yeah.
Right. How long do you think, well, it all depends on the participant, that the parade will take between here and the walk to the recreation center?
29 and a half minutes.
He walked in earlier.
29 and a half minutes. We already did the math.
Okay.
30 minutes.
Is that a double
30
time
minutes
or
from here?
just?
No, that's at like my speed,
Yeah.
which is very slow.
Average, that's the
Parade.
half minute. That's the half minute, yeah.
Parade speed,
About
okay.
between half an hour,
The
45
average
minutes.
human being walks at
Depending
6
on how
hours.
many.
About half an hour.
So people get here at 4, start walking
And
at
it also
4:30.
depends on the length,
Whatever
on the
time you
size
guys
of the
are-
parade.
I would do
And if we gotta stop,
your
like
setup
vehicles.
at 3:45.
Yeah,
Because some
I
people
agree.
usually
I
will
agree
run
with
late, you know, we've done these things
Yeah, there's
in the past.
incidents that you have to fix
Incidents
things.
and things that you can't really forecast or plan.
Manager,
So
what
in
time
other
are
words,
we opening the
start,
rec?
start staging at 3:45?
3:45.
3:45.
And then
50-45.
walking at 4:30. You
Yep.
said about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Because
no.
I have to take you to the
We
park
should
by
finish
5
around 5:15, and then what time are we opening the rec, Madam Manager?
5
For the actual
for
event?
the
For the
event.
public,
For the public.
but the part of the public will be in the parade, so they're going straight in.
We're
Right.
shooting at what
And some others
So
may
we
not
open as
come
soon
to
as
the
they get
parade.
nine?
So
8:30,
no,
yeah.
5 p.m.
Because you gotta get
Because
dark.
some of the people that visit
get
the
dark.
park may not want to come here and see the parade.
What time does the
Or
park
may not
usually
wanna
open?
walk
for
5
people?
o'clock.
5 o'clock. And that's a good time, what you've seen?
That's a good time, and I will tell you why. It's hot. It's the 4th of July. People barbecue at home, they go in their pool, they go to the beach, and then by the time they get back, they have enough time to get to the park. We've tried opening earlier, but the attendance hasn't been there. So 5 o'clock is a good time. And also the sun is just not so brutal at that time anymore.
And now we're bringing the attendance with us.
Participants.
Exactly.
Why don't we have our guests tell us a little bit about how they can participate in our parade?
Now that we're having.
Bring the tanks and the
They're gonna,
bazookas.
gonna have an elephant and a
We're
lion.
small, but
I love every part of this discussion because it brings me back memories when I was in the city of Miami Beach. And I used to hear the arguments. I was on the finance side. I was the revenue manager for the city, creating what's called today an Art Deco, which is a hype. But that's not here nor there. Regarding the pros and cons of what I hear, her concern is legit. Your bringing up of other policemen, even though you were thinking of, I don't think the current policemen that you have would take it well. Because it's money they're going to make. Whether they want to give up the 4th of July or not, that's what they're going to say, but it's money in their pocket. The event is awesome to plan it. It's awesome to do it. Whether we can get enough, one of the things that I've attended enough of these. I've attended Miami Lakes Parade, which is really big, and our guys complained that it was too long.
We're getting older.
Because some of the guys can't. I've attended the ones in Homestead, and in Homestead what they did is they had like one of those carts that transported people. They had the schools, because you're thinking of veterans, but they had the schools, they had the junior ROTCs, and they walked along, and I think it's a patriotic thing. I think it's a nice thing. It brings back your community. One of the things that's a failure, in my opinion, is depending on who speaks. And you think that that's irrelevant, but it's not. I've attended in Doral, where the guys don't even want to go back to Doral. They have a nice little parade thing, but they had a speaker. While everybody else was in uniform, this guy showed up, and he was their speaker, for whatever reason, however they chose him. Shorts, and he was very nonchalant, like disrespectful. And the veterans took offense to that. I'm just giving you my point of view of experience that whoever's going to speak better have. And they even had people from Southcon come, and I don't remember if it was 4th of July or Memorial Day, because I've attended all the Memorial Days in the cemetery at Woodland, so you can make or break it depending on the energy you put into it. Money is a concern, but on the flip side, you have to invest. I'm also part of Westchester, which was trying to become a city, and I thought it was a good thing. And of course, it was taken off for political reasons. It's not along on the agenda. But in terms of you have a city, you have the opportunity to show your citizens what you're all about. And I think it's a goodwill type of thing. When I worked in Miami Beach, they came up with this thing called, not Memorial Day, they called it Urban Holiday. It's a circus nowadays. Every city helps them, but all the cops get paid for that time, and they look forward to it. But it's not right. It's too much. This is a small community, and I think it's a good thing to make people feel part of it. And I think it's important. I think the cost is important, but when you have a budget that's more than adequate for what you're trying to do, I think it's a good thing. Whether I can supply enough veterans. I belong to the American Legion up in the Westchester area, up north, but we're local, we're all here. I belong to CAVA, which is the Cuban American veterans, the Vietnam veterans, veterans of foreign war, and there's a couple of, but whether people want to participate, because everybody's getting old. The younger crowd that's coming now, they don't want to participate in anything. On the flip side, for your community, I saw Doral, which is a place that's has a lot of foreign people coming in. They didn't understand or know what it's all about. Some were pro, some were not. There was tons of people lining the streets, but they didn't even know what it, and this was done on Memorial Day. So you have an opportunity. This is a very basic thing, and this is a local military community originally.
Yep.
So there are people who will get a hold of that period and thank you for what you're doing. And it's a nice thing when people come up to you and say thank you for your service. So I think it's a good thing, and you can't let an opportunity of goodwill pass you by over dollars and cents, even though I'm a finance person. And I know exactly what you saw. because numbers on papers are fine, but things do end up costing sometimes more, especially nowadays, everybody's looking out for their pocket. I think it's a good thing.
Some things you can't put a price on, you know?
No,
How many members you guys think?
that's the issue. I was thinking as you were talking, because we're all getting, just yesterday, we went to the city of Hialeah to bury a Purple Heart recipient, and the fire department there, the police department there, very supportive.
The mayor was there.
The mayor, but still, we're plopping like flies, especially the Vietnam guys. And I'm one of the younger ones.
You're only a
That's
spring
the truth.
chicken.
That's the truth. But
How many have been showing up typically to an event?
in the Vietnam veterans, we have a total of 115, of which maybe 10 at most show up to our meetings. That's about a good size, enough to quorum, call it a quorum.
We are gonna have on the 31st
Go ahead.
at the cemetery,
Yes.
a commemoration of, Memorial Day. We'll see how many people shows up in there.
And that's under the umbrella of the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce, which is supplying big bucks. Talking about,
What time does that take place?
10:30.
Well, it's gonna be about
11
noon
o'clock.
time. Yeah, but, we bring.
Woodlawn down on 8th Street?
Yeah, on 8th Street,
on
on
8th
34th
Street,
Avenue.
by Beside.
By Beside, yeah. We used to do a parade here many years ago, Memorial
Memorial
Day.
Day.
I was younger back then, many years ago. But right now, on Memorial Day, we try not to do any parades
Why
because
not?
of it's not a celebration, it's a commemoration.
That's exactly.
Yeah, what we're doing at the cemetery more, like Sunday, we're gonna be at the cemetery putting the flags.
1,200
on
flags.
It's over
We actually
1,200
put-
flags in the cemetery. Then on Monday, we do the ceremony, and then on Tuesday, whoever doesn't work, which only about 10 of us, we go and pick up the flags for next year, recycle.
I see.
Each veteran
I know.
that's there, because 1,200, you think of it, but that's a big cemetery.
It's a big cemetery.
So it's a nice thing. It's a nice event. Not to take away from anything, but people lost sight of what Memorial Day is. Memorial Day
Yeah.
is to
Especially
remember
Miami
the,
Beach.
No,
The fallen,
we used
period.
to have it all the time here.
not celebrate. It's not a type of
I
celebration.
know that.
Exactly.
But
We've
it's
had-
a remember them.
We've had certain commissioners that get to speak, and I took them on. At the time, I got upset, because they were all grandstanding to become elected. And they took it as an election point to try to, and I says, excuse me, with all due respect to you, could you please stop right now, because this is about Memorial Day, it's not about you getting reelected. I'm not interested. If that's what you gotta say, please sit down from the podium. And people didn't like that, especially the politicians.
But yeah, but when here we never let anybody talk. It was just
Well-
only the parade.
We do, because some of the people are doing, but it's Memorial Day, it's different. On 4th of July, it's a different atmosphere. You're not worried about the
It's a
deceased.
celebration.
It's a celebration.
It's not a,
It's not, but people lost sight of that when they say, Happy Memorial Day.
No.
I took offense. And I said, it's not.
Since you're connected to the other organizations, VFW and the American Legion, can you put out the word to them
Yeah,
and get back to us to see if they're willing to participate? Because I'd like to see us be able to put down, Vietnam veterans are going to be
You
there.
can put us down, but how many of us?
Well,
can-
that's okay. If it's just you two gentlemen, that's awesome. If it's more, great.
We've even done, you mentioned the Junior Honorable.
June Orange Bowl
We
Parade.
used to
we do that every
participate
year.
in it every year.
Yep.
And it got less and less and less. We had
Yes.
cars.
Yeah, just to get an accounting for the different organizations that said, we will have some members there. We don't know how
Yes,
many
because
members.
we are getting young.
We even have a guy that has a pickup truck, we put all our flags on
All
the
the
pickup
flags.
truck.
Remember the Jeeps used to show up
Yeah,
here?
we used to have the Jeep, but the guy passed away and they sold the Jeep.
I got my Jeep, it's black. You guys can ride in it.
Anyway,
But
Did
I think it's a good
anybody
thing.
reach out to any of the junior ROTCs at the schools?
So the
Young
Gables
Marines?
had other things to do. I reached out to South Miami. Nobody's answering back. I went down to South Miami. Nobody was there. Then I drove by South Miami, where the portables were, where used to be the baseball field. I don't know if they're putting a new school building up, but it's completely leveled and mounds of dirt. So I think their program's kind of on pause right now while all of that's going on.
Right.
I'm not sure who's in charge of it. There was a colonel in charge of it, but then the point of
Estuvo
contact.
bien hecho.
Yeah, the point of contact is Mr. Jesus something.
Yo,
So they haven't returned any calls as of yet. I'm gonna keep
Coral
trying.
Park also has, and Braddock
Coral
has.
Park
Well,
and
we
Braddock.
reached out
The
to
ones
South
in
Miami
here.
because that's who we feed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
And
what
the Gables,
about
because
the Young Marines of Dade County, were you?
the Young Marines, I haven't talked to them, but I'll call them
Because
out.
they were very, my son was.
Yeah, I can call them.
He was a teenager, Manny participated
If I
in
may,
that.
keep in mind that it'll be summer
Yes.
and schools
People-
are in summer
break.
recess, and maybe those local ROTCs and Boy Scouts may be during summer recess, and there will be no way to reach to them.
we're gonna reach out to Sylvania and the other
Not-
school, charter
It's
school.
about to end, school
Natalie-
year's about to end.
Well, Natalie and I went to Sylvania,
We
and
did.
she has a point of contact.
And the,
Yeah, we
the-
did, we
and the
did, and
charter
they,
school.
they have a group of parents that they've already, like, they have on reserve, I guess you could say, that they're ready to be part of the parade, you know,
Great.
they're gonna start spreading the message.
How about the other school on 16, the charter?
We did not go
We
to
did not
them,
go to
but
them.
we also have John Michael here from the rec center, and
No,
we
what's
spoke
the name of the charter school?
Somerset.
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 Somerset Academy.
We have not gone there, but
I think Somerset will participate.
But the rec kids.
yeah, John Michael's here from
Yeah.
the rec.
We have-
He could speak on having the rec kids involved as well, since
John?
Yeah, how many, depends what type of group we want to have.
Definitely.
I would definitely like to have a group from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
they'll be involved for sure.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
your juniors, if you would.
The Boy Scouts are a good add-on if you can get a unit. I'm very much involved in Boy Scouts because I'm the chairman for this area, for those that become Eagle.
There's
I'm
a
on
gentleman
the
by
board.
the name of Osvaldo Guerra who lives in the city of West Miami, and he is a very active parent
Yes, he is.
with the Boy Scouts at St. Teresa.
Yes.
I'm gonna
I'm
reach out
very
to
familiar with
Osvaldo
them.
to see.
That would be great.
Yeah, he lives on 14th Street and 60th Avenue.
Yeah,
Guerra, Osby Guerra.
I have to know.
So we'll have Sylvania kids, rec kids, potential
Potentially.
ROTC, Vietnam vets. I mean, it's a good group that it's turning out to be, potentially Boy Scouts. So
I think it's gonna be great. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a great turnout.
There's no doubt in my military mind.
They're damn right. There's a,
You better be
oh,
here
also
then.
the chief
Oh,
is
I'll
here.
be here.
No, it's
there's
okay.
a very
You
small
guys-
book
Yeah.
written
If you wanna
in
excuse
19,
them, Commissioner, you can. I mean,
Whenever
20-something
you're
by
excused
James
whenever you guys
Allen.
want. So
It's called As a Man
appreciate you
Thinketh,
guys being here.
I have to
Nothing to do with
As
it.
a Woman Thinketh. You get what you think.
What's the name?
What about Madam Manager, the
As a Man
convertibles that
Thinketh.
we were gonna
Little
look
bit
into?
They can't, for liability reasons, I
Allen.
was gonna report on
James-
that. Yeah,
James
for
Allen?
liability
Allen.
reasons, the company
Guy
will
named
not allow
Allen.
them.
It's a little
That
book
makes
like
sense,
this.
yeah.
I'll reach out to another dealership.
There's, Natalie,
what you
maybe
think.
you know of this,
just
there's,
found a book in
you
my
know,
house.
the people that
Dang
rent
it,
out,
you left.
or they're involved with, Three Kings Parade that goes through 8th
¿Qué es
Street.
eso?
Do you know where they get their convertible?
We-
I can find out.
We have,
I
for
can
people
find
that
out.
wanna,
¿Qué es eso?
with their
Si
iPhones,
pone ahí tu
the whole
teléfono.
program, the parade
Se
and the
manda-
program,
Yeah, that's
they'll be able
slideshow.
to see it on their
Manda
on
qué?
their
Un
iPhones.
slideshow. So that,
Well-
That's the
What
QR
the-
phone.
What the
QR
QRS,
code.
tu teléfono?
what that code was for,
He's
he's gonna, Quintana's gonna be doing a video of the
Cualquiera.
history, you know,
Es
the
iPhone,
It's a
¿verdad?
video.
so you go like
Yeah.
that and it comes up on your
Debe
We
ser
wanted to
Right,
show
a
No,
video
no,
of the
Tu cámara,
history
tu cámara.
of
We
the city of
wanted to
West
show
Miami.
you the work in progress if you have some time.
No, I got it.
I scanned
I
it
The
already
video
scanned
that
it.
Quintana has been
Is it
working on.
that thing or this thing?
Shit, where's my phone?
They're the same, right? It's the
Yeah,
same?
they're the
Yeah,
same.
so-
They're
so
the
we-
same.
Ready to
Almost had a heart
boot up?
attack.
We can play
Like,
it.
where's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
phone?
This or that?
Guys,
It's the same, it's the same.
All right.
Niño, yo me tengo que ir, dime.
One is bigger than
we're gonna play no, vamos a ponerlo acá arriba.
We're gonna put the
Entonces, ¿para qué me pediste
presentation
el
No,
on.
porque no sabía que podemos ponerlo ahí.
Pete, would you let Pena know if Quintana's not back that, oh, Pena, sorry. Eke Big and Tall is,
Big
You
towel.
plan
is
to
obscuring you.
send letters of invitations? Like, I can give you because some If they don't invite, we don't attend.
Oh, yeah, we need to do that.
Because just because I'm here doesn't mean
And
anything.
have the mayor sign it,
Right. A
Simple.
formal invitation.
so.
Yes.
Right.
What you would need is the names of all
I
the
need
organizations.
names
I got
for
it.
every organization,
Okay.
what email address to send.
All right,
Can you send it to our city manager?
yes.
Yolanda, make sure that he gets your email.
Yeah, or my phone number, call me and then we'll exchange
I'll give you my
information.
card and then we'll-
That's a great point. Thank you for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's
that's right.
important.
Yeah.
All right, if you will turn your attention to the TV, this is work in progress following.
This is this, right?
Yeah. Following Lenny's recommendation on the video presentation. This is some of the pictures we've come across.
Te tengo que enseñar algo, pero no te lo puedo enseñar ahora.
Celebrating our
Don't show me
past
any
and
pictures of
inspiring
naked
our
women.
future.
I
very
don't want to
nice.
see.
No te sos no te
I saw it.
¿Lo leíste?
That's the city hall building.
Oh my God.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, see.
Same sign.
I go back.
Grand
Grand
Union.
Union.
Look at the cars.
That's where we got to go.
Look at those houses, it looks spanking new, huh?
There you go, chief.
Those are Pontiacs.
¿Cómo está eso?
When they used to use Plymouths all the time.
Police con el
Furies.
Oh,
Plymouth
how
Furies.
far with the
Plymouth
police
Furies
sign.
is all they used.
We used to have our own fire department. Right?
Yeah,
Wait,
You don't anymore?
Out of the county.
expensive to have a fire department.
1979, we turned it over to the county.
All right.
But I don't remember.
This is the man responsible for this.
We moved here in 71.
That's Rebecca, that's Rebecca.
Rebecca, Reborero, Vivian Trigo, Valerie,
Valerie se murió, ¿no?
the wreck.
Ese es el canal ahí en la 8.
Ay, please,
The
I don't want to
floods.
remember
That
that.
was the street work.
Mira, Delia.
Ah,
She called me. Sí, ya.
Hey,
Is that you?
Who was that? Who was that chick on the left?
That was Shirley Harris and
Yeah.
and her sister-in-law.
This guy.
That's her 50th anniversary.
Mira que estaba ahí.
Yeah, Alex Lemon.
Wow, Felix.
Felix, poor Felix.
¿Eso soy yo?
Yes.
Hey,
Mira.
Mira,
Enrique.
there's that chick again.
Los años. Purita.
Ahorita. Dania.
Carlos. Jeb Bush. Carlos Álvarez. Caraza.
¿La acuerdas?
Brutal.
el Luciano con la boca
And
cerrada.
you, Juan.
Mira, a ver.
wish I had that 40-something
Same
body
deal.
again.
Great job.
Ivan,
Listen, he did a great job.
To play tennis, to play tennis.
Y para visitar otras casas en la
Great
esta calle
video.
también.
So what's gonna happen is when people show up, they take their phone camera like you do at the restaurant, put it over this,
Leida's
they can open up this thing
Lo
on the
más
phone.
gracioso que yo te defendía que por tener confianza
Juan, ¿te
contigo
acuerdas?
decía,
Eso era Leida.
¿qué va? Si esto fue con el muchacho, imagínate, este hombre viene ayudando a los niños a hacer el ticket y te hace que la madre me llama para que venga, pero es que estoy muy ocupada. Mira, si me deje pues, me perdía para el
¿Te acuerdas?
Ay, qué aquello. Mira, Pauli.
I don't even remember what was where the Publix is.
Commercial.
Los shopping centers.
Ven acá, eso no puede
It was a
ver.
Rite Aid. It was a Grand Union, a Rite Aid.
Bueno, también.
It was a Grand Union and a Rite Aid.
Todavía
El
no.
Grand Union. Y había un tropical supermarket ahí donde estaba el CVS.
Estaba el CVS, creo que sí.
It was a
Oye,
tropical
me
supermarket.
abre de Canning de la eso.
239367 was the Shell gas
Pero
station.
The Shell gas station,
Pero
yes.
Look, that's Marta Flores, Cuiña.
Marta Flores. ¿sabes?
¿Tu cámara dónde está?
La cámara, ¿dónde está? ¿No se aguanta la cámara?
After that,
No,
what
ahí
was
para ver.
what
¿Eso
was-
es?
Right, what was where the
No,
CVS?
esto es en
Oh,
Samsung,
no,
creo.
I'm sorry.
Esto es de la ciudad.
The CVS.
Sí, ahora ahí
Sí, no,
la
the
cámara.
Ahora el teléfono, la cámara.
Is that her in the green?
Mira, Esteban. Mira, Esteban Bobo.
Mira Carlos Díaz Padrón.
Sí.
Ahí está.
Ya, mi amor. Y después, ¿cómo lo hago?
No, está ahí.
Ya lo cierro, ¿no?
Sigue.
Ya.
Piano, Dari. Cuiña. Isn't that nice?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Y los 50 años lo trabajamos tu madre y yo en un museo.
Video.
Mr. Quintana worked on that all weekend long.
Did
That was
Great,
great.
did a great
Yo
job.
está.
He still
Great
has,
job, Will.
he still has work, this is work in progress.
Beautiful.
Qué
Keep your job for
lindo,
another
qué
week.
lindo. ¿Cuántos recuerdos, hijita?
Did a good job.
Talented.
¿Cuántos recuerdos?
So we
So we
already,
can play that, we have the machine already that we purchased, the projector.
And you know what? If it rains, that's it. They can all cue that thing in there, and they can just
QR
sit there and watch the
code
on
fireworks.
the side of the.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Alright,
These are the
so,
five.
Debo
On the
ir.
side of the
I have to go,
racquetball,
Iván.
we usually,
sí, sí,
we
that-
usually
Ya,
place
falta
the
algo más,
United
pues.
States flag on the
No,
side
creo-
of the racquetball. Let me see if we can have, Juan, do we have a
Creo
projector
que ya
large
tengo-
enough? So we can place it somewhere in the, at the rec where we can continuously
Yo
play
creo
the
que yo tengo
video?
uno en casa. Dice que sí
This
quiere.
one here?
That one there, because
Up top.
right on top of here.
Right here.
Oh, okay, okay. So that, we can transfer all of that to the rec? Okay.
Madam Manager, do we have a quick update on anticipated budget for public works,
So we have to go.
Yes.
concession stands, things like that?
Yeah, a decision needs to be made. I know that the mayor, I heard the mayor said that he.
Between the food trucks and the.
Exactly. And that we need quickly, because I don't know at this juncture if we can find food trucks versus what the committee decided which way you all wanna go.
I think the free stuff, man.
I thought we decided we didn't want the food trucks.
Right.
Hot dogs, hamburgers, cotton candy,
So
snow
that's-
cones.
We have somebody.
John?
One thing to consider is where the food would go,
Yeah.
considering the construction that will be going on.
The food trucks.
You would have to
Where they
move
go.
No,
the food.
Our food.
Are you'd have to
One
move
of the
it
food
to.
trucks also.
No, we're
because
not
of
gonna
that
have food
back
trucks.
street.
No,
Hold on.
Is that
Either way.
definitive, or is it still up in the air, or?
no, I think,
No. We
Hold
just-
on, because we all got an equal vote here. I'm not either for or against, I'm just saying, other people had opinions on that too, I just wanted to know if everybody's agreeing no food trucks.
Well, we can take a vote again.
I like the idea of a
I think
food
we
truck.
already did, didn't we?
You
I
did.
thought we
We
did.
did.
You did, but
Well, I
I've
mean,
heard from other
the commission
commissioners.
ultimately has the,
Yeah, the mayor also voiced his preference for food trucks. I bring it to you only as a comment.
It's a little
the
more
only
of a
thing-
price, but everything else is already included in the experience, and if all you're paying for is your meal, and you have an option of a nicer meal than
She
hot
said
dog.
if we have food, the food trucks will not come.
Right.
Right, so then we don't have food, we just have food trucks.
Yeah, that was the
That-
definitive thing, either one or the other.
One of the things that make our 4th of July a big hit is the hot dogs, the cotton candy, the snow cones,
Yeah.
the hamburgers, and believe me, people line up. You will never see that line diminish, and that's what people expect. If we don't have that and we point to the food trucks,
No, I see
then
your point.
they got to go outside.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost them money, and it's not going to be the same. People get used to,
I see your point.
we're animals of habit, man, and believe me, they don't see
Free food is
that.
free food.
They don't see those hot dogs and hamburgers, you know.
No, I know, I
with
know.
a
I'm
food
just
truck.
saying, like,
The hot dogs,
Tropical
they
Park
look
has
kind of
food
green
trucks
sometimes,
and
but
no
they
event,
taste
and people
great.
drive there to eat at the food trucks even with no
But
event, so.
those are people that like food trucks, but
No, I
most
know, I
people,
know.
you know, maybe
I'm
the
one of
older
those that likes
people.
food trucks, that's why I'm
But
saying
then
it. So-
older people may
Right.
not like the food trucks.
No, I understand, that's why we vote
And
on
a lot of
I
the
say
people,
food
and
truck
a lot of
and
the
then-
people that we get, believe me, they, financially, they
Yeah.
got 2, 3 kids. They might not have the,
I got it,
the
makes
means
perfect
to.
sense.
I think we've obviously had events with food trucks, and they were a big hit, and it drew a lot of people, but I don't think people associate this particular event with food trucks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's it.
4th of July is associated with hot
Hit the
dogs.
I think the-
Hot
I think the
dogs,
crowds,
Hit the nail on the head.
the crowds come for the fireworks, obviously.
Watermelons too, I think.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
watermelons. So we got cotton candy, snow cones, and watermelon.
I will do a vote just.
Hamburgers and hot dogs.
is that included
free.
here?
That.
Is that under
would be-
concessions?
Yeah, that would be, it's included there.
Okay.
That's an
People
estimate.
line up,
a
man.
Pretty good estimate. Now, I would venture to say that it all depends on the anticipated attendance. We don't know.
Right.
We'd have to see if Greater Miami would donate a little bit more food so that we don't run out. And if we have to purchase it from them, I'm sure it's gonna.
They have always been great.
They have.
They have
Donated
always been.
250 hot dogs?
250 hot dogs and 250 burgers. I don't know if that's enough. If we should-
Maybe we get them to 300, or maybe even a little more if we got to pitch in.
If we gotta buy something from them, I'm sure we can get them at a very reasonable price as well.
So how about 350, 100 more of each?
So let's do a vote to see if who wants food trucks
Yeah, I
or
need
hot
to know
dogs
so
and
that
stuff
we
before
can
we.
start making all these preparations.
Okay.
Because the day in question, Gotti and Eddie will be overseeing, making sure that everything is arriving on time, but I'm not gonna be here, so I do wanna plan it desde ahora. I
I'll
think
get back that day.
the city
You're in
manager
charge,
won't
Annette.
be here, Mr. Feder won't be here, so it'll be like Gotti, Annette, and Juniel. Juniel, correct? He'll be in charge of the,
Pena, you gonna be here?
nope,
Real quick, the chief mentioned something in passing right
Okay,
now
so
that we haven't really
the first time in
considered
all my life.
in terms of the free hot
we'll-
dogs.
We'll make it happen.
I know.
We are adding the parade crowd,
Of
the
course.
participants to
And you're
the,
also adding
the
people that
free-
come from
yeah.
outside the
Schools.
area, but in the
Yeah.
district area,
So
you know,
to-
the surrounding area. we
so
get
if the
people from
conversation was,
away
should we
from-
try to bump the hot dogs up?
I would
Yes.
say.
Yeah.
So
Well, to
100
that
more.
point- to that
Instead
point,
of
then-
250, 350.
But to that
each.
point, then what happens if we say 350 is still not enough, we run out of food?
I don't know.
We
per
sort of
person.
always, we sort of always do, but after
But a
that,
food
people,
truck, you're not gonna run out of
people,
food.
but they will not come.
Yeah, but the food trucks take a really long time to serve.
You're not
Yeah,
gonna have
they-
to
they're
say, okay,
taking
so
too
logistically,
long.
it's another issue, then that makes sense.
Well, that's true,
Well,
because
because
we
of
got
the
the
Right
construction.
now,
construction
the food,
this
you're
year.
gonna have to put it in the pavilion. That's how kind of pavilion is gonna have to take place for the food. Last time there was food trucks, it was in the park, and that, I assume that section will be closed.
Listen,
Yeah,
if
so that's another-
we had the food trucks during the Halloween, if you're gonna have something next Halloween, we can maybe plan it again with food trucks.
That was a
and
pretty
start to
successful.
Move people in that direction little by little.
So
Yeah.
just to move on from that, then hot dogs, burgers.
Got it. We'll
does-
buy the
does-
sodas,
Right.
the
350,
juice.
350 each.
Got it.
Everybody
We'll
in
buy
favor of that?
the water.
Aye.
Just logistically, it doesn't work out to have food trucks.
Let me say something. I miss him. I wanted to make sure
Luciano?
Luciano was here.
Yeah.
Let me say something.
No, let me tell you
No,
something.
no.
50 years ago.
No.
Okay, so, yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
So, yeah, no food trucks.
Got it.
It's not gonna work, so. it's-
Okay, got it.
All right, so I
Um,
think that was,
And as many hot dogs and stuff as you can.
Got it.
and
Cotton candy,
the
snow
children
cones.
activities.
Now, that brings me back to concession stands. Can we use the pavilion? Because we've got to keep the food under some kind of roof.
We
Can
won't
we
have
use the
that, we
pavilion?
won't have that little shelter
No, no,
there.
the pavilion, the open space structure that we have
Oh,
close to
out
the
by the
field.
field?
Yeah, we have to have a section of that for the food.
So instead of having it there right next to the building, we'll have it out there?
Which is
We'll have
better,
to
no
use
one
it,
is
yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah, that's not a, yeah.
And then a section of it, we have to devote to the, see, we gotta keep the face painter also under roof.
The watermelons,
The
and the snow
watermelons
cones, and the
yeah, all
popcorn,
that
and
has to go in the
and the
pavilion.
cotton candy.
People I mean, if I may, people also see that in the pavilion. Is there any way that probably we can rent like a tent or something with the?
You can.
Yeah, they normally use the pavilion
And
to
leave the
sit in.
pavilion for,
Yeah.
like, in case it rains, people with
Oh.
babies, and.
Right, on that
That kind
note, we're not allowing, just to let everybody know, we're not allowing any coolers in the park,
Right.
okay? We're only allowing chairs, that's it.
Now,
we
if
never-
it rains.
The only time we're allowing anything is if, for example, if you have a mother that has children or whatever, and they have to bring in formula, baby formula, that's fine.
Right.
But we don't do that because that lends itself to
Right.
letting people come
Nobody
in.
has
Well, we
formula
never
these
have.
days.
Nobody has formula.
This is a new beginning. So I want to
Lord,
make
please.
sure everybody.
We're gonna be
knows.
bartering formula
Yeah.
there.
If somebody has formula that comes in, see if maybe they could share it.
Yeah.
So I think a tent at
Ration.
Nettie is a great
See
idea.
me.
I mean, we
Yeah.
have no other, this is a different year, we're gonna be in construction.
Is there, in Dade County permits you need, are required for a tent?
Oh, yeah.
No, the
'Cause
only
Broward, there
permit-
are.
No, the only permits we need is the one for
parade.
the parade.
Who's gonna
Where are
work
we
on
gonna-
that? Who's gonna
No.
get that?
And if we had to get a
Where are we
permit,
gonna
we
put
get
the
it from our
tent?
own building
Right
department.
behind the pavilion and this,
And then he turns us down.
basketball in the
Yeah.
pavilion. Grass area.
See, but you have to
All right.
keep in mind
So
that that
any
area is kind
further
of like
discussion
with the-
necessary at this
with
moment?
the
We're
staff.
still
So
working on,
There is a parade. There are no food trucks.
We'll see.
There is extra hot dogs.
Hopefully,
We're done.
yeah,
That's
We're
one
working-
way or the other.
we're working with our friends
And
here
it
for
will
the
not rain.
participants.
It
Thank
will
you,
not
thank you for
rain.
coming, brothers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Um,
you.
very much.
Let me
Here,
give you
you guys.
my, oh, perfect.
Yeah, we
Perfect,
need,
thank you.
all their contacts.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Enjoy
Say hello to
this,
Moira.
disculpe.
Right.
I got it.
So are we good on the order?
Write it down because no tengo tarjeta conmigo.
Hold on.
No, we're not leaving.
Oh, wait, we
We're
gotta
just
close.
saying bye to our friends.
You're not a member of
gotta
any of
close.
our
We gotta
organizations,
close.
that's.
Oh, I, maybe after I retire completely, maybe I'll have time.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Muchísimas gracias.
Trying to get us back.
Dile que le mando saludos, and he's always hanging out with
Bueno,
another
nos
guy.
vemos
that
este día si Dios quiere.
Dios quiere. Chief,
I arrived that day, so I don't know if I'll be able to make it or not.
You can make it.
Yeah, so we think.
I will.
For the
After 10
next
o'clock.
meeting, we're gonna set a date.
Yeah.
VFW in South Miami.
Dad,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna set a date for the next meeting.
Dijimos que
You guys
los
wanna stick
viejitos
to 2 weeks?
Los viejitos en la parada, sí, pero tenemos que mandarle una
Candy's like a
Sí, pero los
freaking
viejitos
clown,
no,
man.
no
She's
ride
like a
on the
Would that be,
parade, no riding on the-
June 8th killer.
You're on the record.
June 8th is 2 weeks from
Yo te iba a
now.
decir, la
She didn't
idea
wanna
es
have the
como
Easter egg hunt.
fraternity.
Or do you guys wanna have it now?
No, I have to
Shaggy,
sit there and
Yo
like,
tengo el-
Llámame
el
June
nombre
8th,
del
2 weeks from now, or you wanna have it now coinciding with the
teléfono
commission
y tengo el
meeting?
del aire. Porque
I'm-
ellos traen de
I'm
cada
June
casa.
15th. June 15th is cutting it close.
Sí.
That's 2
Let's
weeks
do
from
June
now.
8th.
June 8th
is good.
is that fishing tournament that I'm supposed to be
teléfono
in.
de ella
don't
y
have
Oh,
to
the
do
beginning,
anything.
the beginning.
So
Okay,
June
I'm
8th,
good.
6 p.m.
8 is
Sí,
good.
pero keep in mind
You're gonna be in
that
the other
those
parade.
old folks,
I'll be in
they
the other parade.
probably-
Are you okay with
they
that?
can walk.
June 8th, 6 p.m.? 2
No,
weeks
they
from
have
today?
to take them over there directly to the.
I remember one
Tijuana,
year,
Guajira.
Now you're good with that?
we're out
Yes,
there.
I'm good.
You're good with
The
June
little
8th, 6
cart.
p.m.?
Right.
2 weeks from
and
today?
the cart lost control.
In
And
the garage.
It's a
I was
Wednesday.
there.
Yeah, you
I
know,
was there, buddy. You remember that? You were there?
No, I wasn't there, but
6 p.m.
I
as
know
well.
that
You
happened.
need
I
to
was there,
make sure
but it
you
was- They go in
cancel
circles.
It
whatever
was,
time
it was
off
bad.
we-
It went right into a
The
crowd
email
and
we
then
sent
it
out
hurt a bunch of
tonight,
people.
Well, I mean, the commission still has
You
to
go
approve
down
this,
there.
right? So it's not.
Yeah, but you gotta,
I'm sorry.
I have to do it now.
yeah, you have to.
So I'll do it
Like
now.
Certain things
ultimately,
that we
it's the
have to do.
commission.
I mean, worst case scenario, if
But-
it doesn't go, then I'll say, hey, just kidding.
Right.
But
But
the
I
good
need to
thing
make
is
sure.
that we've had commission participation here,
Uh-huh.
so we
Maybe
kind
we'll
of
reach
get
out
You-
a sense of.
You feel like
Yeah, I
there's
think
a
I'm gonna bring
positive.
everything to the commission meeting next
Okay.
Wednesday, and I'm sure.
The Shriners?
You think they're on board?
The Shriner.
I
yes,
think so.
the Shriner.
Yeah, we-
I'm comfortable
Masons are
with-
too busy.
with
It
the
sucks
way
to
this
do it
is.
on a holiday.
us
that
from
they need to
You
be
know what?
away
I'm
from
gonna
families.
reach out.
So I
I'm
experienced
gonna-
that
I'm gonna
on
reach
my
out.
end of
It
it too,
doesn't
so
hurt.
that's why I brought it up. But going forward, we'll be cognizant of that. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again.
Doing
So-
battle in Ukraine to try to keep
Since
their
2001, I have been here on the 4th of July. So you know what? It's okay.
Because you like hanging out with us.
Yeah, well,
Me too.
yeah.
He plans on celebrating.
So you know what? It's
it.
fine, it's fine.
They're kind of,
Listen, it
He
is what it
used to
is.
get
Yeah,
paid
they're
double
the
time.
I used to get that, now I don't. Now I'm here for free. So it's all good.
And you're still here.
Oh, so we don't want to bring these
No,
guys
so
with this other
I
guy.
have this trick. I
no,
have
there's
to
no
get
problem
it.
with them. They don't
I got
care.
a lot of
Well,
money.
let's
on
reach
this.
out to them.
I
I
almost
don't
didn't
know
make
any.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
We'll
there.
give
Had
it.
they
We'll give
extended
it
my
to.
mission another
bunch of guys
5 days or 4 days?
We'll give it till the next meeting.
They've been dying off left and
Like,
right.
you're
So
leaving when?
31st,
June 4th.
One
Oh, of course not.
We'll give it to 2 more weeks, and in the next meeting, we'll see what
Do we
the.
usually have
Missouri.
children
temperature.
attend the 4th of July event?
One day with my wife.
Or do not
I meet
know?
with their parents, but not
They
like
showed
an
up?
organized
No,
event.
and-
We've never
Yeah,
had
they do a nice
a
thing.
parade
They
on
go
the
around
4th
every
of
year.
July.
He was telling me about it.
What age group do you recommend for children to participate in the parade?
We had spoken about, like the basketball team or the flag football team, because it's easier to just select
Yeah.
that group of kids.
We
because-
need to take into consideration, we need to buy at least a little flags for them
Yes.
to carry in the
Yeah.
parade. It is the 4th of July,
Yeah.
so we have
It just-
to order.
I think we could, there's enough rec kids there until the 4th of July anyway. The kids that live close enough to come, so.
And he was,
I think
he
we
was
could.
saying have them in their uniforms, and then it encourages other kids to say, I want to be in that crew next year.
Yeah.
So,
Or it could be the juniors, the little kids, or whatever.
Who's gonna organize the parade? Who's gonna be in charge of like?
Setting up the groups.
Well, look at me now.
Who's gonna?
When they get here, I'll do it.
You'll do it?
I'll
Thank
help.
you.
I'll help you.
Okay.
I'll help.
Did you get any vendors, Natalie, that?
I reached out to. Well, I was supposed to reach out to the military folks, correct? Or-
Military.
Yeah. So I reached out. So I'm waiting to hear back. But
Okay.
we've made contact. So
Okay.
I'm hoping that they can give us some vehicles. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh, that would be
Chief,
great.
can you reach out to Chief Hudak to see if if they'll be using those fire trucks that we could possibly borrow? I know that the police department let us borrow it years ago for the last parade. in the
Old
morning.
fire
Union
truck.
had it,
The old fire.
and then sold it, and then kept it.
And maybe that's the one that the commission
Maybe,
can write in.
maybe reach out to Joe.
With safety harnesses, maybe. Listen, listen, child
Party.
seats. We'll put them in little.
Yes, some people need to be restrained.
Yeah, those old fire trucks don't have a lot of space.
No, I know.
They're standing in,
I know,
in the
they're
back.
they're holding on to that rail.
The whole thing
No,
under.
Candy no la podemos
No, we gotta put a
montar ahí.
seatbelt on her, around the rail.
No, no so, no so.
all right, so for the next 2 weeks, we're working on getting
I'll reach out.
different individuals and
The food, the
organizations for the
vendors,
parade, food vendors.
Fundraising.
Fundraising,
Can
letters of invitation to the military.
So is that okay,
to-
2,500 and 1,500,
Any
leave it at
cars.
those numbers? Or do you guys want to increase it
You know what?
For what?
for the
Let's-
different amounts that we're going to be asking
Let's
for
do
donations?
500, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,500.
4 categories.
What is it now? 2,500?
We had 3 in the past.
Include a $500 category, or is that already in there?
Yes, it's already in there.
So what are we adding?
And it'll get them an
500,
advertisement in
1,000,
the
1,500.
commemorative.
1,500 and 2,500.
I think it would be nice if we offer them, if you donate 1,500, you get a half a page in the commemorative book of the city or something like that. Gotti has a structure downstairs, she's got this.
But let's try to
down
get, like a low number. That way,
Yeah.
because, everything is kind of tight now, so let's reach out to the banks, Latin American, Duffy's,
Inter-American Bank.
the States Company.
Duffy's won't give us money.
I know, Wayne's a cheap
If
dick.
they, if they
Wayne won't
give him
give you
the
money?
7.5 mil, then
No.
I'm
He's
telling you,
asking-
he's cheap, man.
if he gets the 7.5 mil, then
Can he
we'll-
give us
Selling
hot
that
dogs?
Por el
property.
choque ese
No,
que...
he's
Do we get
he's
the
fishing.
sale price?
He's fishing.
7.5 million. for
Está
the
pescando.
So you wanna
Yeah.
so do the order?
I don't think he'll sell.
He's just fishing.
Yeah.
Arlene, our early
He
notifications
won't know what
to-
to do, he'll go nuts.
I'll call this
not
meeting, I think to end this meeting.
Adjourn the meeting.
Okay, you can, anything for good of the order, anybody wants to, say something for the good of the order? We discussed it.
Am I
John?
telling these kids now? Yes?
Yes.
Sorry,
them.
yeah.
Because once school lets out, it's gonna be, and I'd rather have the after-school.
Get your groups
than
together
life
for
is
sure.
regular.
Get a list.
Do you
The
suggest that
life
he waits until the commission
The li-
gives the final
Get a
vote
list and that
Sounds
way
like
their
a
parents
plan.
don't make
For
a.
what?
to tell the kids?
But you can have them already.
Get a
on
list.
that.
Schools out, yeah.
And that way their
Oh,
parents,
okay.
oh wait. they don't
We got
have parents.
banners.
But you don't think it's gonna be a hiccup, right? Because I would
John,
have to tell them.
John, you got banners,
No,
flags,
not
or
gonna
Schools
do
are
that.
gonna be out next week, so
I
I got team jerseys.
Okay.
Don't
Okay,
the
team.
jerseys say City of Miami.
We have a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn
Put up-
7:20.
Do like George W. Bush, but put a
Motion.
W in there, bro.
Motion to adjourn?
City of W
Put
Miami.
a W. City of W Miami.
The City of Miami.
W is for win.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a fun.
The W is for winning.
If it rains, well, we're
Wait,
punctual.
Freddie, I see Freddie, it's the same as I was seeing.
I don't know.
Friday is the, you know that when.
¿Cómo está la baby?
She's
Well,
good.
not before she's cutting grass.
Good.